Hello everyone, and welcome to PineBot tutorial number 7, where I'm going to show you how to manually send orders into PineBots. All right, so to do that, we're going to head once again to the JSON builder. And on the JSON builder page, you may have noticed this little box down here, all right, where you can put in your JSON message and submit. So why exactly why you want to send a manual order? Okay, so the first reason is maybe you just want to experiment with PineBot and see exactly how these JSON orders work, to play around with them. Another reason might be, for example, let's say you start an alert on something like Phantom, for example, and maybe you started your alert right here on this candle after it's already entered on the Pine script. Okay, so it might even be at a lower price down here, and you'd say, oh, I missed the trade. Well, no, you didn't. You can manually send in the order, and PineBot will just think that you're in the trade. Okay, so it'll continue, and when it's time to exit or to take profits, like here, PineBot will do that. Okay, so there's many reasons why you might want to manually enter a trade or exit a trade. All right, and I'm going to show you how to do that here. Okay, so let's go back to our JSON builder, and let's fill out, let's get a valid message going on here. So symbol category 1, exchange. Now I went ahead and created a dummy API key and password for Binance. Okay, so we're gonna do this on Binance. So let's go Binance. I'm gonna name the account main, since it's actually on my main account. API key, let's copy this. Let's copy the API password. Okay, paste that in. Binance does not require an API password. Oh, actually, wait a minute. This should be API secret. Secrets, not password. Okay, Binance doesn't have an API password. All right, so bot type. All right, so for this first order, let's just stick with our simple bot. But I will do a couple of orders on the futures bot just to show you how it works. All right, so let's do simple first though. Okay, side, let's do a long entry. So side long, action, entry, amount. Let's start off with a $20 order. Okay, so we'll start off with a fixed order, and then later on I'll show you how we can do the dynamic positioning on this. All right. Order type. Now, if you're just playing around with this and testing it out, I would recommend mostly sending limit orders, okay? That way you're not paying the fees when the order actually executes. So we can just send the order to the exchange, but not actually execute it. So we'll do that. Let's send limit. And here in limit price, now, if you recall, it has to be a variable, okay? But we're not using PineScript right now. Okay, so let me show you what would happen. So if I wanted to send a limit long order, we need to set a price lower than the current price. So what is the current price? Okay, here. All right, so I'm going to set a limit order for something down here. So we'll say 0.65. All right, so 0.65. All right. But here, you'll notice that the limit price does not become validated, okay? Because it's looking for a variable, or it's looking for 0. Oh, wait, even, yeah, okay, even 0 doesn't get validated. All right, but what we want to do, so let's just validate it. We'll put an A. All right, so it thinks A is a variable, okay? And what we can do now is we want to copy this, and let's paste it into our manual order. All right, so we've pasted it into our box, okay? Now, let's be clear about something. We are not sending the message through TradingView, okay? So when we send the message through TradingView, we use this for symbol here, SYM, all right? We use this str toString, and it converts. So if we're on a BTC chart, it's automatically going to convert that into BTC, okay? But since we're not sending this message to TradingView, we need to just put in our symbol directly, all right? So since we're looking at FTM, we're going to delete this whole variable, and you want to get it down to where you have these double parentheses here, okay? And you're just going to put in FTM, all right? And that's it. So again, when we're sending the manual message, you need to get rid of these trading view variables and replace it with what you want directly, okay? So we need to do the same for limit price, all right? So we're going to delete this str2 string, all right? And which price did we want? We were going to put in 0.65. So let's do 0.65, all right? So that's the two things you need to change, all right? If you're sending a market order, then it's going to ignore the limit price, okay? So you need to change the symbol to the actual symbol, and if you're sending a limit order, you need to put in the actual limit price that you want, all right? So now that we've got this, I want to copy this. Okay. And one thing that I do, for example, for each exchange that I'm trading on, I've copied a JSON just like this to my phone. Okay. And that's why if I'm driving or something and I notice that I want to enter a trade, I can come in here and find the JSON for a particular exchange, modify the trade setup down here at the bottom, your long or short, and then go ahead and send it through my phone. Okay. But let's go ahead and send this, and it should send the order into Binance. So let's submit it, and let's go look. Okay, so this is the page here. Here's our open orders, and there it is. It just popped up. Okay, so we've got a FTM order. Amount is 30 FTM, and the value is about $20, all right, just like we said. Okay, now what can we do? So now let's cancel it, all right? So we can come in here, and we can just go into our JSON directly, and for act right here, we can change it to cancel. Okay, now the cancel, it doesn't care about amount or limit order or any of that. Cancel is just going to cancel any open orders, all right? So you can just ignore everything else. We're just switching to cancel, submit, and that should cancel this open order. So it should disappear. And there it is. It's gone. All right. Now, let's try a short order on the simple bots. Okay. So if you recall, the simple bot, what it does is it keeps all of your money in the spot wallet. So you can see I've got about $100 here, 98. And what it's going to do, if let's say we send in a short order for $20, it's going to transfer that 20 over to the futures wallet and then execute the trade or place the order. All right. So if we head over to my futures, what do you mean verification failed? Okay, never mind. If we go to the futures wallet here, you can see, please transfer. Okay, so it's showing now I don't have any money. Okay, please transfer assets into your futures account. But this will PineBot will automatically do that for us. All right, so let's send in a short order. So side, we want to do short, and we want an entry. So short entry, $20. And let's do a limit order again, so we don't have to pay the fee, but we need to change this price. So we need to change the price to something up here. So we'll go with 0.71. All right, so 0.71. All right, submit. And let's go check, and it should pop up here. Okay, I see we've got a $20. It looks like it got, it opened. Okay, so I'm looking on positions. It's in the open orders here. So let's click. And there is our FTM short order. Okay, so about $20 worth again. Okay. So just as before, we can come in and we can cancel it now. So let's go short side, short, and let's change act to cancel. All right, submit, and we should see that order disappear now. Okay, and it's gone. All right, now let's go ahead and enter into an actual trade. So for that, let's go back into our JSON and let's do a long again. Long. And we're going to say entry. And we're going to just do a market order. So market. Okay, now that should actually open a FTM position. All right, so let's submit. Okay, now since it's a market order, so this is our spot trading page, all right, but it's a market order, and we're buying. In fact, it just notified us right here at the top. It says market buy executed. Oh, so you won't see it here, okay, because you're actually buying the coin, all right. So it should show up in our spot wallet, okay. So here's my spot wallet, and it shows our USDT. Now, if I refresh this page, the phantom should show up here. Okay, and there it is, FTM, about $20 worth. Okay. Good. Now let's close that. All right, let's sell that phantom. So we'll go back. We'll say long exit, and just to play around with this, let's only close 50% of it. All right, so the amount that we want to close, we're going to put 50 to close half of that position. All right, so let's send that. And that should reduce our amount from 20 to about 10. All right, so let's refresh this page and see if that worked. And there it is. It's dropped to about $10. Okay, now let's close off the rest. Let me see. We want long exit and for amount. Now, in the previous tutorial video, I was saying that, when you're partially closing positions, we could send this 50 again, and it should just fully close the position. But normally, when I'm doing as I mentioned before, when we're doing the final close, I like to just put in 100. Okay, just one of the reasons I do that is because PineBot has a feature where if you put in 100, it's going to sell it, and then it's going to double check to make sure that it fully exited that position. All right, so I usually like to do the final sale, setting it for 100, okay, the amount. All right, so let's submit that, and that should fully close this phantom out. So let's refresh. All right, and it's gone. Okay. Next, what are we going to do? Let's do a trade with the futures bot, okay? Just to show you how that works and how to do the leverage also. So first of all, the futures bot does not have the ability to transfer money, okay? So if you're using the futures bot, you need to put all of the money into your futures wallet. All right, so right now, our futures wallet is empty, okay? So we're going to come over here. So please transfer assets. So we're going to transfer this from fiat and spot to futures, and we'll go ahead and transfer max. Confirm. Transfer failed. Please check if the balance is sufficient. What are you talking about? Why did it fail? Let's try it again. Huh. It's not working. Let me refresh. Transfer. From fiat to USDT. USDT max. Okay, there we go. All right, so we've got our $100 in the futures account. And now let's go into our JSON message. And first, we're going to change the bot to futures. All right. And what else? We want to do, let's do a long. All right. Let's do a long leveraged trade. So we're going to say side long. Action is entry. Amount, let's do $20. Okay. But, and let's do a limit order again. Let's do a limit. All right. And so since it's a long, we need to set the price lower. So let's do 0.64. So we're going to set the limit price to 0.64. And let's set the leverage to 2. Okay. So if we set the leverage to 2 and the amount to 20, what that's going to do is it's going to open a position for $40. All right. So when you're using leverage, you're basically multiplying your amount. Okay. So it's going to use $20 as your margin or your collateral. All right. And it's going to basically double that. Okay. So if I put leverage 3, it would enter a trade for $60. Okay. So let's go ahead and send that and see what happens. Submit. It doesn't seem to be submitting. Submit. Okay, there. So let's go check. And it should open over here in open orders. Okay, there it is. So you can see we've got amount is for $40. But it's not showing our margin. I don't know why. I guess because it hasn't actually entered into the trade. It doesn't show the margin. Okay, but this is a position for $40, but it should only use $20 of your money. Okay, so let's go ahead and cancel that. Long cancel. Change that to cancel. Submit. Okay, and that order should disappear. Good. All right. Let's go ahead and enter into a leveraged position. So let's do a short position. So short. And let's do short entry. And same, we'll do leverage to 20, but we're going to do a market order this time. So we're just going to enter this trade. Market. Submit. Okay. And let's go take a look. It should pop up here. There it is. Okay, so you can see here now. So we've got a 2x leverage trade. The position size is for $40 and the margin is about $20. Okay, so how would you close this? How would you close a leveraged position? All right, you close this exactly the same as you would just close a normal position. All right, so PineBot has no idea that we're in a leveraged position. It just knows that we're in a $40 position. Okay, so when you go to close this, you would close it just like you close any trade. Okay, it's going to ignore the leverage when you're closing. All right, so it's going to completely ignore this leverage 2. All right, so all we want to do is go short, exit, and you can even see, I'll even change the leverage, just so you can see, I will change the leverage to 1, and you'll see how it has no effect on closing the position. Okay. So short, exit, and let's close half of it to start, and we will do a market close. Okay, so let's submit. All right, and you will see this notional size should drop to 20. All right, and that's what just happened. Okay, now let's close the rest. So we'll come in here and just change amount. Now I could just send this again, just send another 50 and it'll close. But I don't like to do that. I like to, just to be safe, just to send in the full 100. All right, submit. And that should close this down. And it's gone. Okay. Now, let's do one final thing here, which is, first, let's switch back to the SimpleBot. So I'm going to switch back to SimpleBot. Okay. And I want to transfer the money back to, so right now all of our money is in the futures bot. So I think I can just send from the SimpleBot. If I send a short cancel, I think it'll transfer the money. Let me see. So I think the cancel function, if I recall, the cancel function will cancel any open orders, and then it'll transfer the money back to the spot. All right, if you're canceling a short. Let's see if that happens. So submit, and that might transfer the money, let's see, back over to spot. And it did. Okay. So, yeah, so the cancel function, by the way, it'll do that. It'll cancel any open orders in the futures wallet, and then that if there was an order, you've just freed that money and it sends it back over to the spot wallet. Okay. And later I'm going to do a video which explains in detail what each function does. So the entry, the exit, and the cancel, because there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes when you send in those functions or those commands, let's say. All right. So what we want to do now is let's not send in a fixed order. Let's send in let me think. Let's send in a dynamic order. Okay. And so we've switched to SimpleBot, and let's do a long order, side long, and we want to do an entry. And for amount, now if you remember, when we want to use dynamic positioning, we set amount to 0, okay? And let me go ahead and, yeah, we can do a market order. Okay, so let me go ahead and copy this, and let's replace this JSON here with that, because I want to, if we're going to send in a dynamic order, then we need to set up the dynamic positioning for this Binance account. So the exchange is Binance, the account name is main. All right, so let's go set this up. And before I do that, let's go to symbol list first, okay? And we want to make sure, so you can see now, it has already put FTM in my symbol list. All right, so we've got exchange, Binance, account main, and it already knows that we're trading FTM on the long and on the short, okay? In fact, that's the entire symbol list, all right, that I've got. So PineBot only knows that we're trading FTM. So PineBot thinks we're only trading one coin, all right, because that's all that's in our symbol list, all right? One short and one long, all right, FTM. So we don't need to mess with this at all, okay? I was going to, if there were more coins in here for Binance Main, I was going to delete all of them, okay? So PineBot doesn't know how many we're trading, okay? But since it's only got FTM, we will go with that. Now, we're going to go into the dynamic positioning. And if you recall, I already set this up before. I showed you how to set it up, but now I'm going to show you that it actually works, okay? So let's do Binance, account name, main, and we want to trade 100% of our portfolio, which is, if you recall, it's about $100. And we set FTM to category 1. All right, we did that over here in our JSON. So over here, category 1, cat 1. Okay, that's for the, let me highlight it, this, cat 1. So cat 1. So all of our coins and all of our trading, we're setting it all to cat 1. So we would put that as 100. All right, because we don't have cat 2 or cat 3. Now we go down to cat 1 max percent. Okay, so let's put cat 1 max percent as, I'm going to put it as 60%. All right, so that means the most money that it will put into, the most money that can be put into one trade is going to be 60% of our account. All right, so since we've only got $100, that should make the order for $60, roughly $60, okay? Now, cat 1 active percent, if you recall, this is the confusing one. This is the telling PineBot, okay, how many trades we think we'll be in at one time. And we're going to tell PineBot, okay, all of our coins are in a trade, so we're going to put 100. All right, now, as you can see, so let's look at results here, okay? So we've got, so let's play with this. We've got account value $100, and we don't have any cat 2 or cat 3, so we'll set those to 0. And for cat 1, we're only trading one coin. All right, so you can see our result here, it's $60, okay? So as a reminder, the results have nothing to do with the settings, right? These are just showing you the output. Our settings are only these white fields up here, okay? These are our settings. So when we click update, it's going to update the database with all of these numbers, all right? So I'm going to click update. Okay. And let's go to, back to our JSON builder. And we're going to use this JSON that we made again. Control C, Control V. Now, remember, so we put amount as 0. So by setting the amount to 0, PineBot will use the dynamic positioning, all right? And we put the max percentage as 60. So this, when I send this order, it should open an order for $60, okay? Let's see. So submit, and then let's go to spot. And right now we see, okay, we've got $98. And when I refresh this, it should show Phantom for $58. Okay, so not exactly 60, but close enough. All right, so you get the idea there. Okay, now I want to close this trade. I want to close it. So long exit, and we're going to do a full close. So 100, submit. Okay. And let's go back to the wallet. So that should fully close our trade there. All right, and as you can see, it closed our Phantom, and we're back to our roughly $98. Okay, so what happens if we start trading another coin? All right, so really quick, let's go back to our dynamic positioning. Now, I'm not going to change any of the settings. I just want to replicate it again. So main, let's do 100, 100. Cat 1 max, we set that for 60. All right. Cat 1 active is 100. And we have about $100. Well, actually, we've got 98. So let's put 98. And we're not using cat 2 or 3. So 0, 0. Now, I'm going to add a second coin. So what would happen? So you can see now, if I set it for 1 coin, okay, and actually let's just put 100 just to make it clear, okay. So with $100, 1 coin would enter at $60, all right, since that's the maximum trade, okay. But what would happen if I put 2 coins, okay, 2 coins? Now some of you might be thinking, oh, it's going to drop to $30. Well, no, it's going to drop. It should drop to $50, okay, because if you recall, our strategy, well, how do I explain that? The maximum it can use is 60%, okay? But if we're trading 2 coins, it's just going to divide. The way we've got this set up here, it's going to use 100% of the portfolio, except 1 trade can only be 60%, okay? That's the maximum. But if we're trading 2 coins, then it's going to put 50% for each coin. Okay, and you'll see that if I switch this to 2, there it is. It went to $50. Okay, so it's not going to cut it in half in that situation. All right, you could set it to do that. You could change this and make it go to 30, play with these settings a bit. But this particular setting, now that we've got 2 coins, it's going to put 50% on each coin, or it's going to put $50 because that is below the 60, right? It's below our 60. If we're trading 4 coins, that would go to $25, okay? We could go to 10 coins, and that would be $10 a trade, okay? But I'm going to show you this by trading a new coin. Okay, so I'm not going to update again because it's the same settings as before, all right? So we go to dashboard, and let me explain what's going to happen. So in symbol list, right now, PineBot thinks that we're trading just 1 coin, FTM, okay? When I send a second coin, it's going to automatically add the second coin to this list. And then that is how PineBot knows we're trading 2 coins. All right. So we're going to do that. Let's go back to the JSON builder. And I'm going to copy our JSON. Control C, Control V. Okay. And what we're going to do is let's just buy some Bitcoin, BTC. So we're changing the FTM. We're changing the symbol to Bitcoin. And what are we doing? We're going to do a long entry, and we're setting amount to 0 for the dynamic, okay? And this time, PineBot should automatically adjust the amount to $50, right? And we're doing I'm just going to go ahead and do a market order. So it's going to ignore this limit price. All right, and let's submit. Okay, and let's go see if this worked. So it should enter for about 50, but not quite 50 because we've only got $98 actually, all right? So it should be about 49 or something. And there it is, Bitcoin. So it's actually 48. Okay, a little bit lower. But good enough. Good enough. All right. Now, what if I send a third coin? So if we send in a third coin, that's going to spread the $100 between 3 different coins. So right now, PineBot thinks that we have $100, which we do. And if I send in a third coin, okay, it's going to adjust the next order to, it should be $33. So let's try that. So let's send in, I don't know, LTC. LTC. So PineBot's going to get this LTC order, and it's going to enter into a trade for $33 now. Should. Let's see. Submit. Refresh. LTC, $32. Okay. So I hope that gives you an idea of how it works, the dynamic positioning. It's basically, as you add more coins, it's just going to spread that money out between all of your tokens, okay? And so if I were just to keep trading these coins, like right now, if I closed Bitcoin, it entered the Bitcoin for 50 because we only had 2 coins. If I were to close the Bitcoin and then order it again, the next order would be for around $33, all right? And I think that's it. So that's how you send manual orders. I hope that kind of maybe further clarifies how the dynamic positioning works. And that's it for this tutorial. I think in the next tutorial, I'm going to go over how to do the futures bots. And not only that, but I'm going to show you how you can set up your Pine script to backtest with leverage. All right, this is a nice little trick that I recently discovered on how you can set different orders in your Pine script to have different leverage and to accurately backtest those results. Okay, so I'll show you how to do that, and then of course how to automate it with PineBot. All right, so that's it for now, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.